Our pattern transfer fabric and paper are the easiest, fastest, and most fun way to carve graphics onto pumpkins and watermelons. Once you try them, you'll never want to go back to the old methods again. How is the pattern transfer fabric different than the pattern transfer paper? And when should you use which? Here's how they differ. The pattern transfer fabric uses one sheet per transfer, while the transfer paper has two different sheets. With both types of pattern transfer, you print the image of your choice. The fabric can be printed using both inkjet and laser printers, while the paper works only with inkjet printers. With the pattern transfer fabric, there are fewer steps. After printing on the fabric, trim your pattern, peel off the backing and adhere to your pumpkin or watermelon, smooth it out, and you're ready to carve. There's no need to flip your images when your pattern has words. With the pattern transfer paper, there are more steps. If your pattern has words, you must flip your image before printing so that it looks backwards when you print it. This way it will read correctly when complete. If you don't flip your word images, your pattern will end up backwards. By the way, I teach how to make your patterns and how to flip your images in my Carving Letters and Words 1 and 2 lessons and in my portrait carving course. After printing your pattern, stick the adhesive sheet to your printed sheet. Peel away the backing from the acetate sheet and smooth out any air bubbles. Trim away the excess pattern, peel off the acetate sheet, stick to your watermelon or pumpkin and smooth it down. Then cover it with a damp towel. When the paper is good and wet, peel the paper off to reveal the pattern stuck to your melon. Smooth it down and you're ready to carve. The fabric requires fewer steps and there's no need to flip your pattern with words. Therefore, it's easier to use. It also prints with both laser and inkjet printers. So when would you choose to use the pattern transfer paper? Well, there's one more thing. The fabric is water soluble, which has its advantages and disadvantages. The transfer fabric's water solubility allows you to easily rinse off remnants of patterns when you're done carving. However, when carving pumpkins, the moisture can cause parts of your pattern to dissolve. Notice how moisture begins to come to the surface when carving the letter P. See how the pattern surrounding the cuts begins to dissolve? Here, you can see how the pattern on the previously carved letters has partially dissolved. Now this is okay because I've already carved these letters, and it didn't prevent this pattern from turning out well, as you can see here. The water solubility of the fabric is not a problem when carving watermelons or when carving pumpkins with fairly simple, bold patterns. However, it can be a problem when carving detailed patterns onto pumpkins because portions of your pattern might dissolve before carving. When you're carving juicy pumpkins with patterns containing fine lines or lots of detail, the pattern transfer paper is recommended so that parts of your pattern won't dissolve before you carve them. To summarize, the pattern transfer fabric is great for carving any type of graphics onto watermelons, and it's great for carving pumpkins that don't bleed much when cut, and pumpkins with simple, bold patterns. Because of its ease of use, it's a great overall choice, except where a wet dissolving pattern can be a problem. When carving juicy pumpkins with detailed patterns, the transfer pattern paper is a better choice because it won't dissolve when wet. It's also good for carving graphics onto any other fruits where the skin can get wet while carving, like with mangoes or papayas. In addition, the transfer paper is still great for carving any patterns onto watermelons. It will do it all. I even have one customer who uses it for carving wood. Now you know how the pattern transfer paper differs from the pattern transfer fabric. Our sampler set contains both the pattern transfer fabric and the pattern transfer paper. So go ahead and get yours now, and you'll be having fun creating fabulous watermelon carvings that will wow your friends and customers. You can get our sampler set in our online shop at www.vegetablefruitcarving.com/shop. Then look in the Patterns and Transfer Papers section. Happy carving!